Good morning, my fellow internet denizens. And what a beautiful morning it is too, sunny and bright here in Japan, albeit cold. Yeah, I just tried to do a video and it turned out 30 minutes long. I got carried away, blathering. And plus this is a new camera and the microphone is exceptionally sensitive, so a lot of the audio is pretty distorted. So I'm going to try and condense it and keep my voice volume at a reasonable level. I wasn't shouting, it's just very sensitive microphone. So start off with history of scams. This is to deal with accusations of paranoia being off the scale. Spoofed websites, they exist, we know about them, we heard about them. People make a fake website, they send you an email, or you just happen to go to it, you give them your money for something and you never get your product, you never get anything, you just get your money ripped off. Hacked websites. People hack into a website and divert the revenue stream from customers' orders into their own hacker's bank account. CEOs in a company that's going bust, milking the last of the orders from the public and then running off with the money. That happens. Pretty sure that was there was 4 examples: spoofed websites, hacked websites, CEOs running off with the cash when their company's gone bust. We know about all of these scams. We get warnings repeatedly. We're on hyper alert. This is the era of the scam. It's the mega era of the scam. If you're not paranoid, then you're just a victim waiting to happen. You are going to get done. I had a Steam account done years ago because I was careless. I managed to get it back, but it was a major ball ache. So you watched the first video, hopefully. So leading up to that point, 9 hours later, I get an email. And I'm not going to read all of them. It's very boring, but I will read one of them, indicating DOF Reality's basic disgusting attitude to my stress. If I can get it to open. It's here somewhere. Right. So it was a bit of blah blah first. And it was just very casual, the first email, as if none of the other emails that I'd sent, including the one asking what the hell are you ghosting me for, it was all casual and just like nothing had happened, which pissed me off even more. And he explains about there was a glitch, that's why the orders didn't show up, and that the staff are on shifts. Yeah, as I've deduced, because your support staff, their support, DOF Reality support staff is in India. They've got a call centre handling it. Incompetence through the roof. And I asked him, do you know how much stress you've caused? And he goes, stress? Harm? Your order is progressing as it should be. You just did not get an updated status. Yeah, tell me about it. So blah, 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 blah. This was a $9,000 order and you left me hanging in a wind for 9 hours after telling me we have no order. This is the era of the scam. What did you think I was going to think? So this is the rude and offensive email I get from a supposedly professional company from Andy Nikonov. I'm going to assume he's a real guy instead of an Indian call centre fake with a fake name. Hi Panzalang, there are no harm was done to you. Your order was not declined or denied. Do you want that hardware or not? Get all your emotions aside and be rational. Are we both working on delivering your hardware or not? What the fuck? So I go on explaining what I've been trying to do, the stress it's been causing, trying to get in touch with my bank in a panic to try and get the fucking order, the money retrieved. Explained it all in detail to him and asking him if he has any imagination and does he not think to try and put himself in the customer's shoes. So this goes backwards and forwards. Then we start talking about shipping it out. When's it going to be shipped? Blah, 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 blah. And then suddenly I get an email saying, out of the blue, our management has decided to issue a full refund for your order and cancel it. It is done. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then I send him a last email saying, why am I not surprised? You make an absolute clusterfuck of a $9,000 order, massively stress out a customer, and then bail when called to account. That's part of the consequence of cheaping out with yet another chimp's tea party of an Indian support company. Never mind why, how your system went tits up and said my order didn't exist in the first place. The video is back up because I took it down on their request. The video is back up until I make a new one, explaining your atrocious performance, showing the emails, including the offensive one, and generally giving people a clearer picture of how you behave after wronging a customer. How did they wrong the customer? They fucked up the order, sent strange emails saying, what order? That was one of the questions they asked was, what order? Asking which mailbox I sent it from. So yeah, I was on red flag alert, thinking I'd been scammed in one of these ways. It was either a spoofed website, or their website had been hacked, or they'd gone bust and they were running off with as many money from orders as they could. It's happened repeatedly over the decades. We heard horror stories of supposedly respectable, highfalutin, good quality companies where the CEOs have done exactly that. The Bitcoin exchange has been hacked and hundreds of millions of dollars being robbed out of them. Websites being hacked and the funds being diverted from customers' orders. Money just goes off sideways, gone. We know this. We are paranoid, and we should be. We're sensibly so. These guys should have immediately been aware of the situation as it was unfolding and why one of their customers would have panicked. And I say panic, I don't mean panic. I wasn't running around pulling my hair out. I was trying to deal with it in the most rational way I could. Do I start initiating some kind of system, way of getting my money back through the bank? Do I hold off? Do I just assume it's a glitch? It was the support centre staff that really nailed the coffin. Absolutely incompetent beyond fucking belief, the way they dealt with it. And then just dropped me dead after sending the last weird email, which was the final point where I thought, yeah, this is a scam or a hack and I've lost my money. I made the video, the first one, was purely to stop anyone else, or to try and stop anyone else from getting taken like I thought I'd just been taken. At that point, that's all my motivation was. Get it out there real quick. I was running around on a blitz, posting links to that video on forums, on YouTube channels, try and stop as many people as possible from getting done the way I've just been done. I thought my money was gone, 100%. 9 hours later, I get the first email, and then that dismissive, contemptuous, arrogant email. That's the ethos of the company. I don't realistically think, or even hope that it will stop people from purchasing their product. It may be that some people with particular principles and morals will go, yeah, that's terrible. I'm not going to order their product now. I'm not going to deal with a company that behaves like that. But realistically, most people will have sympathy and go, yeah, that's pretty fucking bad, poor fucker. But I want the shiny new thing, and I know it's going to be a good product, which it will be. And I know I'll get it, which you will. If it goes wrong, hope that you get elevated beyond the Indian call centre staff, because you'll be fucked if you have to deal with them. But behind all of that, behind their facade, is a company owned and operated by individuals who clearly have zero empathy, zero imagination, and not any care, concern or consideration for the customer, as evinced by the series of emails I've received. And I've read out the most pertinent one. That kind of behaviour is beyond the pale. It's not acceptable, it's not professional, and it shows where their mindset is at. And I think the simming community deserve to know it. For whatever reason, whatever it may lead to, cancelled orders or just an awareness, and maybe possibly to shame the company. I mean, that's a bit of an abstract idea, that they could possibly be shamed, because considering it is their mindset. Arrogance, contempt, dismissiveness. That's what I've been treated to. That's how they treated me. That's what I've been treated with. And at the end of it all, for them just to go, yeah, here's a refund. You're now persona non grata. You will not be getting our product. And what they should have done is completely the opposite. They should have bent over as far backwards as possible, having seen and accepted what had happened and what I'm telling them's happened. To me, the stress level through the fucking roof, $9,000 down the Swanee, as I thought. They should have realised all that and behaved appropriately. Fulsome apology, maybe an offer of some sort of compensation. I mean, I've had loads of offers before. Some I've just don't worry about it. probably because it's going to be a piece of wank anyway. Sometimes I've had stuff sent to me, not even with them telling me, vouchers or credits. You know, you get that kind of thing when shit like goes down. But this lot, the opposite. No genuine apology, no sincere apology, no apology at all really, other than lip service towards the very end. But no, that was pertinent when I read out the opposite. It's basically like, do you want your fucking product or not? Get rational, stop being emotional. And I wasn't being emotional, I was just telling them how I'd felt. So yeah, shorter video. There's a telephone call. This is another one of the things that made me think I've been scammed. They've got two telephone numbers on their website. One's in California. That was out of time. It's 4 o'clock in the morning there. But the one in England was midday, UK country code. So it's in England. And I rang it, I think, 4 times, waited a little bit between each one. My wife did the same. She rang it on her phone. Recorded message, and then it gives you the option 3 numbers to press: sales, technical, and some other one. Pressed 1, nothing, continue talking. So then tried waiting to the end of the message, then pressed it, nothing, continue talking. After 3 loops of the message telling you which numbers to press, and I'm not exaggerating, a sarcastic sounding female voice comes on saying, "So you've had a problem, goodbye," and then it cuts off. And I'm like, surreal, absolutely surreal, the sarcasm in the voice. And I thought, that's got to be hackers. They've done that for a laugh. That ain't the real message from DOF Reality. There is no way. Never mind that it's not working. You're pressing the buttons for the departments at midday when they're in business, they're open, and it just loops. Doesn't matter. You press. I tried the other numbers, technical support 2, 3, whatever that was. They all just did. Nothing happened. It just carried on looping the message until that sarcastic, "So you've had a problem, goodbye." And I was like, yeah. I'm looking at my wife going, there you go. It's definite. They've hacked the system. Either it's a spoof system mirroring the real one, and you can no longer even get to the real one, or they've hacked the system. But whatever, that message is completely bogus. That ain't them. There's no way they'd have that bit at the end. "Oh, sorry, you've had a problem. You're not getting through to our department in the middle of the working day. Goodbye." So yeah, that was the one of the last red flags that made me even more convinced that I've been ripped off. So anyway, they're returning my money to me. I don't get my platform anymore. They have behaved absolutely despicably. I'm sending a link to this video to them, so hopefully you're watching this. I don't know if your CEO is in on this. I'd like to think that he would be as disgusted as me in the way you have behaved, you lot. But maybe he is in on it. Or maybe you'd bring him into it and he'd agree with your behaviour. I don't know. There's that old saying, a rotten fish rots from the head down. So I don't know if Igor Demanchuk, I think is his name, is in on this, or if he'd support it. I'd be interested to get a response from him, one way or the other. If he supports it, I won't hear a word. If he's actually outraged at the way I've been treated, maybe I will hear from him. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. I hope you've been found it interesting, entertaining. These sorts of things are always entertaining, aren't they? But thank you for watching and listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!